Part 3. So the structure of the ICC is pretty interesting because they actually balance all of their stuff. So the ICC is governed by the Assembly of States Parties, which is made up of states that are party to the Rome Statute. The Assembly elects officials of the court, approves its budget, adopts amendments to the Rome Statute. The court itself has 4 organs: the presidency, the judicial divisions, the office of the prosecutor, and the registry. State parties, as part of the structure, is, like I said, the ones that have adopted the Rome Statute. So as of January 2025, 125 states are parties to the statute of the court, including the countries of South America, nearly all of Europe, most of Oceania, and roughly half of Africa. Burundi and the Philippines were member states, but later withdrew, effective October 27th, 2017, and March 17th, 2019, respectively. Further, 29 countries have signed but not ratified the Rome Statute. The law of treaties obliges these states to refrain from acts that which would defeat the object and purpose of the treaty until they declare they do not intend to become a party to the treaty. 4 signatory states: Israel in 2002 and the United States on May 6, 2002, Sudan on August 26, 2008, and Russia on November 30th, 2016, have informed the UN Secretary General that they no longer intend to become state parties and as such have no legal obligations arising from their signature of the statute. 41 additional states have neither signed nor accepted the Rome Statute. Some of them, including China and India, are a critical opponent of the court. So in the Assembly, the court's management, oversight, and legislative body, the Assembly of States Parties consists of 1 representative from each state party. So each state party has 1 vote, and every effort has been made to reach decisions by consensus. If consensus cannot be reached, decisions are made by vote. The Assembly is presided over by a president and 2 vice presidents who are elected by the members to 3-year terms. The Assembly meets in full session once a year, alternating between New York and and The Hague, and may also hold special sessions where circumstances require. Sessions are open to observer states and non-governmental organizations, so some of the other states that may have opposed the Rome Statute or opposed joining the ICC can sit in or view proceedings. The Assembly elects the judges and prosecutors, decides the court's budget, adopts important texts, provides management oversight. They can remove...
Didn't quite get that. Say that again?
Sorry, that was my Alexa. The Assembly provides management oversight to the organs of the court, allows the Assembly to remove from office a judge or prosecutor who is found to have committed serious misconduct or serious breach of his or her duties and is unable to exercise the functions required by the statute. The states parties cannot interfere with the judicial functions of the court. Disputes concerning individual cases are settled by the judicial divisions. So now breaking down the different sections of the organs that belong to the International Criminal Court is the presidency, the judicial division, the office of the prosecutor, and the registry. The presidency is responsible for the proper administration of the court. It comprises the president and the first and second vice presidents, 3 judges of the court who are elected to the presidency by their fellow judges for a maximum of 2 3-year terms. And the most recent president, Tomoko Akin from Japan, is in office and took office March 11th, 2024. Before that, it was Peter Hofmanski. Her first term will expire in 2027. Judicial division consists of 18 judges of the court organized into 3 chambers. The pre-trial chamber, trial chamber, appeals chamber, which can carry out the judicial functions of the court. The judges are elected to the court by the Assembly of the States Parties. They serve 9-year terms and are not generally eligible for re-election. All judges must be nationals of states parties to the Rome Statute, and no 2 judges may be nationals of the same state. They must be persons of high moral character, impartiality, integrity, who possess the qualifications required in their respective states for appointment to the highest judicial offices. The prosecutor or any person being investigated or prosecuted may request the disqualification of a judge from any case in which his or her impartiality might reasonably be doubted on any ground. Any request for the disqualification of a judge from a particular case is decided by an absolute majority of the other judges. Judges may be removed from office if found to have committed serious misconduct or serious breach of his or her duties, or is unable to exercise his or her functions. The removal of a judge requires both 2/3 majority and the other judges and 2/3 majority of the state's party. Just as a side note, I feel like that should be the standard for the Supreme Court as well. That's just my opinion. So the office of the prosecutor gets a lot more technical and complicated. I am reading a section out on the ICOC. You are more than welcome to go look it up. I'm pulling from the Cornell Law School and Wikipedia and a couple other things on the Hague itself. But the Office of the Prosecutor is responsible for conducting investigations and prosecutions, is headed by the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, who is assisted by one or more deputy prosecutors. The Rome Statute provides that the Office of the Prosecutor shall act independently. As such, no member of the office may seek or act on instruction from any external source, such as states, international organizations, non-governmental organizations, or individuals. It makes sense. That's how I would hope things would go everywhere. The prosecutor may open an investigation under 3 circumstances. A situation is referred by a state party, when a situation is referred by the United Nations Security Council acting to address a threat to international peace and security, or when the pretrial chamber authorizes the prosecutor to open an investigation on the basis of information received from other sources such as individuals or non-governmental organizations. Any person who's being investigated or prosecuted may request the disqualification of a prosecutor. Same grounds. And then it goes into like policy paper, which is a document occasionally published by the Office of the Prosecutor, which puts forth the considerations given to the topics of the office that they focus on, the criteria for case selection. It moves down to environmental crimes. So environmental crimes are really interesting because environmental crimes were attached to the Rome Statute and then they were removed because a lot of people were like, we can't abide by that. We refuse. So it was removed. But now they're trying to re-add it. And so they have a policy paper that was published in September 2016, announced that the ICC will focus on environmental crimes when selecting the cases. According to this document, the office will give particular consideration to prosecuting Rome Statute crimes that are committed by means of or that result in, inter alia, the destruction of the environment, the illegal exploitation of natural resources, or the illegal dispossession of land. This has been interpreted as a major shift in environmental law and a move with significant effects. So it's just one of the examples of the kinds of policy paper that could be published. There are quite a few policy papers that have been published on interest of justice, victims' participation, preliminary examinations, sexual and gender-based crimes, case selection and prioritization, and policy on children. Published between 2007 and 2016. You can go look them up. The registry is responsible for non-judicial aspects of the administration and servicing the court. This includes, among other things, the administration of legal aid matters and court management, victims, witnesses matters, defense counsel, a detention unit, and the traditional services provided by administrations and international organizations as finance, translation, building management, procurement, personnel. Part 4 is next.